So today I'm going to do a let's talk kind of vlog with you guys. I don't know if you guys know this, especially the ones that are not infertile and know nothing about infertility. September happens to be PCOS Awareness Month. And of course I'm wearing my teal because we wear teal for PCOS. If you guys don't know what PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. 1 in 10 women will have PCOS. PCOS is the leading cause of female infertility. It can cause things like severe anxiety, depression, obesity, type 2 diabetes. Like, it can cause all kind of things. So if you guys are infertile or think that you are infertile, I suggest that you go to your doctor, specifically your PCM, which is your primary care physician, and get tested for PCOS. You can get tested for PCOS through a transvaginal ultrasound for them to look at your ovaries, and if your ovaries look like they have pearls, like a ring of pearls around them, you've got PCOS. If they do blood work, they can look at your blood work and they can see, depending on everything that's in your blood work, they can tell you if you have PCOS or not. It's the same way of checking your thyroid. So here's a picture of one of my ovaries from my most recent surgery. And you can clearly see that my ovary is like, yeah, being taken over by this whole PCOS thing. Like, it's kind of got, yeah, y'all see it. So some of the common signs and symptoms of PCOS is like irregular periods, excessive facial and body hair, severe acne, cysts on your ovaries, and I've actually had surgery a couple of times to remove cysts that were on my ovaries and on my uterine wall. You're insulin resistant, anxiety and depression, of course, infertility, weight gain, and male pattern hair loss. Those are just some of the symptoms for PCOS. So my story with PCOS. I didn't even know what PCOS was before I was diagnosed with it. I got diagnosed with PCOS in, what was it, 2012. Yeah, I got diagnosed in 2012, and this was after trying to conceive for a while, never conceived. So I knew that something was wrong. Plus, I've always had irregular periods. Like, I could have 2 periods in a year, or I could have like 15 or 16 periods in a year. Even though you're only supposed to have 1 period a month, there were sometimes I was having 2. Sometimes I was having 3. There were some times where I'd bleed the entire month and I'd have to call my doctor to go in and see her so that she can give me something to stop my period, because my period was just flailing all over the place. It was like, bitch, I'm here. How you doing? Take care of me. No. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting there bleeding so damn long. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, so my doctor, the first doctor that I was going to beforehand, she was the one that did all kind of different surgeries on me to remove cysts and stuff like that. But it never dawned on her to check to see if I had PCOS. So after having 2 surgeries with this doctor, I was like, you know what? Something ain't right. So the military actually changed to where I had to see an on-base doctor instead of an off-base doctor, because my husband was deployed, which kind of pissed me off because I don't care for the military doctors. So went to the military doctor, was telling her everything that was going on, telling her that, you know, me and my husband had been trying to conceive and we wanted to try as soon as he got back. So she was like, okay, fine, I'm just going to do, you know, some typical blood work on you and all this other jazzy stuff. So walked down to the lab, had the blood work done. Then about a week later came back and she explained to me that I had PCOS. And I'm looking at her like, PCOS, what is that? I need you to explain this to me. Luckily, the doctor that I had on base was a female doctor, and she actually specialized in female fertility. Even though with the military, you can't really specialize, but if she was out of the military, she would definitely be an OBGYN because she knew her stuff. There was another doctor that I saw on base that I told him my symptoms and this fool Googled my stuff. Bruh, where they do that at? Not today. Not today. Okay, so back on subject. So she told me I had PCOS. She gave me a referral to go to a fertility doctor off base. The fertility doctor happened to be like 2.5 hours away from the base. But with TRICARE, they covered it. I just had to have like my travel vouchers and all that other jazzy stuff. So when I went to go and see this doctor, he actually did an ultrasound. And he explained to me like specifically what PCOS was. He showed me my ovaries in the ultrasound and he was like, do you see these little pearls that are around your ovary? That's PCOS. So then he started asking me questions about like my periods, how were they, how frequent were they painful, this sort of thing. Before my son, my periods were not painful. After having my son, they are like hell on bricks. You hear me? So we came up with the game plan. And the first thing was to have my HSG. After having my HSG, I found out my tubes were blocked. So when I had my surgery, he went in, he checked for endometriosis. He told me that I was clear of endometriosis and that he was able to get my tubes cleared. He told me that my left tube was slower to leak, but it was open. So he had to take out the big guns on me. Like we tried the pill. I don't even remember the name of the pill. But there was a form of a pill that was kind of like Clomid to help me ovulate because I don't ovulate on my own even though I have periods. So after doing that for like a couple of months, then did my injectables. I did 2 cycles of injectables, and between the 2 cycles I had a cyst that grew so massively that he was like, I don't want to have to do surgery, so we're going to put you on birth control this month to try to get the cyst down. Got the cyst down, started my injectables the next month, got pregnant with my son. So that's kind of like a roundabout of what has happened to me. Now I'm in my second stage of trying to conceive. And if you guys have not watched my HSG vlogs from before, I'll have them in the description box below for you guys to check them out because I've had to have another HSG and I've had to have another surgery. That's all for today's vlog. I just wanted to bring some sort of awareness to you guys about PCOS, what it is, what I suffer with, how you can get tested for it, and all that jazziness. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. If you think you're infertile and you think that you might possibly have PCOS, go to your PCM and tell them, hey, can you test me for PCOS? And they can test you for all kinds of infertility stuff because you might not have PCOS, you might have endometriosis. I've actually grown endometriosis over time, which is something that a lot of women with PCOS also do. They'll be diagnosed with PCOS and then later on in life, they will form some type of endometriosis. So yeah. So I hope this video was informative to you ladies that were wondering about PCOS and what it is, how to get tested, and all of that stuff. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the description box what other videos you want to know as far as infertility, PCOS, endometriosis, any of that sort of thing. And I will dish out the videos to you guys. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I wanted to update you guys on my surgery. So I was actually in surgery for an hour. My doctor told me I should only be in surgery for 10 to 20 minutes. I ended up in there a lot longer